Hello, my name is Catalina Vargas and I will be giving you a short documentary of the history and present of Colombian soccer. I hope you will enjoy.
There is much debate of the origin of soccer in Colombia, and it is believed that its origins go back to 1900 by the English railway engineers. After football was introduced to the Colombians, they started forming their first clubs that were formed in the city of Barranquilla and Bogota. And the first tournament to be played between the clubs was in 1918, the Campeonato Nacional. It was not until 1924 that the Colombian Football Federation was formed and gained the affiliation with the FIFA in 1936. Colombian national football team then made their first international appearance in 1938 and entered the Copa America in 1945, where they finished fifth out of 7 countries. In 1949, however, El Dorado was the era of the Colombian Football League from 1949 and 1954 when they broke off from FIFA. After their 1954 contract was over, they went back to FIFA and played in the World Cup in 1962, where the first big accomplishment was done when they tied 4-4 to the Soviet Union. However, they were eliminated in the first round. Then won again in 1990 in Italy and reached the second round. Yet, the more challenging and critical World Cup they attended was in 1994 in the United States, followed by the 1998 World Cup in France, where they once again were eliminated in the first round. Colombia has its strongest periods. In the mid-80s, early 90s, when narco football was introduced by the main drug traffickers in the country. Since football moves millions of dollars and ticket windows for the games were all cash, drug trafficker Pablo Escobar saw a great opportunity to launder his money and to support his love for the game. Other drug traffickers also found it as a way to legalize their money and bought other national clubs in Colombia. Gonzalo Rodriguez Gacha, who bought Millonarios, Pablo Escobar, who bought Atlético Nacional in Medellin, and Miguel Rodriguez, who bought América del Cali. This now became the narco football in Colombia. Since the major drug traffickers of the country were owners of the main teams in Colombia, they made large bets on the Colombian team and would compensate the coaches and players if they made the team win. A big example was the 1994 World Cup, when some of these traffickers would make calls threatening the coach to make sure the team had the best players in the field so the team would win to the opponent and they could win their bet. As well was the story of the player Andres Escobar after he scored an own goal and contributed to the loss of the team, an act that led to his death. Although drug traffickers caused a lot of harm to the country, they also helped to build a lot of soccer fields in the communities of the country. Tournaments were done for young teens to escape from drugs, poverty, and to live a world full of excitement and passion that soccer created. After drug trafficking went down, Colombia was in a huge economic decline, causing the teams to perform poorly due to the lack of resources to purchase better players, coaches, and have a better educational system for their teams. The Colombian national team were not performing the same after the 1998 World Cup. They lacked on good techniques and styles of playing. Colombia's national team, however, started to perform better when there was a change of coach in 2012. The Argentinian coach Jose Peckerman, he led the team to better outcomes by different tactics and management styles. Now, Colombia will be attending the World Cup in Brazil 2014, and they are currently number 5 in the FIFA ranking scale. Colombia is back to its prime years of soccer, with their passion, their love for the game, and most of all, their aggressiveness and enthusiasm in the field.
The last part of the documentary, I will be interviewing my friend Edwin Ruiz, who has been playing soccer since he was a little kid and who is actually a Colombian soccer player, and we will hear his knowledge and his feedback on the history of soccer. So here it is.
So here we have Edwin Ruiz, who's one of the players that was just playing in this field here, as you guys can see. And Edwin is actually uh, a Colombian soccer player, and we just want to get some information on his history of soccer and how he started playing soccer and how his culture influenced his love for the game. So, Edwin, how are you?
How are you, everybody?
So, Edwin, just a few questions. What does soccer mean to you?
Soccer pretty much means everything that I love since I was born. Ever since I was a little kid, my parents, my family, everybody always had their own favorite team, and in my country, Colombia, and in the main city that I'm from, there's a main team, and my family is everybody's a huge fan of this team, and everybody is always cheering for them, watching every single game, go to the stadium every single weekend. So since I was little, I grew up with this. It's a passion that it's born within you. So.
Camere pega Cam, el balón, qué golazo.
Saludos a Águila TV.